to Live LA. My name is Keyontae Wallace, and I'm here with
Jade Allen, I'm a mass communications major from Atlanta, Georgia.
And today we have Niajah Walker, Gilandria Williams, and Chief Officer Stephen Joy from the Security Department and Dragon Squad. So, where are you guys originally from?
I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And I am from Bolivar, Tennessee.
And I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
So, what inspired you to get in law enforcement?
Growing up, I grew up in the projects in Bolivar, and I saw a lot of wrong that was going on. And so I figured at an early age that I wanted to try to come out of those elements, and I wanted to I really wanted to be a role model for my son, and I saw that I wanted to make that change. And me making that change meant I've always, as a little kid, wanted to be in law enforcement. So that was one of the greatest reasons for me wanting to make that giant step, was just wanting to make a difference in somebody's life.
So, Gilandria and Niajah, what brought you guys to Lane College? What made you choose Lane College out of all the other schools in the country?
I chose Lane College because I don't like to feel like a number in a classroom, and I wanted to go to a HBCU because of the opportunities that I would have compared to a predominantly white school that you just don't get. And it's like a family. So you really connect with your professors. You really get to connect with faculty and staff members on campus, and they really make sure that you are well taken care of. So it was like home away from home for me.
What about you?
Well, I was recruited to come to Lane, but what I will say is the reason I stayed is because I've networked with so many people, and my professors was more so my professors in the classroom, but on a personal level could be like my family or another mom or another dad to me, and help guide me. So that was the reason why I stayed and why I'm still here.
So, what are your interests outside of school or outside of Dragon Squad? What do you like to do?
Just you guys.
Yeah, on a Saturday.
Well, for me on a Saturday, I like to really like hang out with my friends, like go out to movies, play basketball. I'm really like an outdoors type person, so I don't like to stay inside too much.
For me, I'm kind of a little different. I like being in the yard, like cutting grass, flower bed. That's kind of one of my ways of I relieve stress. Just using my hands and stuff on the weekend, and coming out of the norm of being, kind of being stressed out during the week, just to wind down.
I am all over the place. Sometimes I like to be in my room and kind of like Netflix and chill and eat. And then some days I like to step out of my comfort zone, such maybe it could be hiking or the gun range or just trying different things that I've never done before.
Actually, me and my mom, we started hiking over the summer. It's really relaxing.
Yeah,
Being out there in nature.
So, Officer Joy, you mentioned earlier that you worked in homicide. What is something that you could give to a criminal justice major that you got out of your experience?
It's totally different than what you learn. From working them so many years, the powerful moments are when you work them and they're your friends, their families, their loved ones, and when you see them on the ground, it's something it's unexplainable in words. You can't define it in any type of paperwork you put down. But we had the slogan is, if somebody is down, we stay there. The first 72 hours are the most important for us, because that's when valuable information is to be collected. And I was there for 13 years, and I think within that 13 years, there was only one homicide I did not solve. During that period, all the trials we had, I never lost a trial when I was there. And it was just because of preparation for me going to college and preparing myself. I had a zero tolerance for, I didn't want to fail. And that's just me. I don't ever want to fail. And that's what pushed me.
Powerful. That's powerful.
So, what is something on your bucket list that a few years from now, even a few weeks from now, that you want to do? You just really want to do?
Jump out of the airplane. Because I'm afraid of heights, so that would be like one thing.
Yeah. I'm scared of heights. I was like, you can keep that one.
Like, I see videos and it's just like you're in the air and you just like, it just seems fun, something different. Nobody would normally do so.
Overcoming
My heart
fears.
started racing when you said that.
I would probably say maybe go to Hawaii and swim with sharks or something. Like something that's out of the ordinary, because that's something that you probably want to see your brother do. So that's something I probably would want to do to be on my bucket list. Maybe my last time doing it, but I would do it.
I actually, a few weeks ago, did one of the main things on my bucket list, which was hold a snake. This snake was around 74 pounds, and I'm terrified. So that was it. Yeah.
Wow. You got that one.
So how did you feel holding that snake?
Very,
What was
very
that
nervous, but the whole time I was smiling. Like I don't know, like I was really smiling, but inside I was praying and my heart was racing. But I was just like, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
And I did it. Not for too long, but I did it.
Well, we know you guys are students. So, Officer Joy, what is your position? Well, what's your role here at the school? Well, even you guys, what's you guys' role?
I am
campus?
chief and the director of campus safety and security. Also over the police department. I'm the supervisor for them. My role is plain and simple. Is just make sure I keep students, faculty, and staff safe. Just make sure I'm researching, looking at safer ways to make it safer. Looking at statistics to see what happens in certain areas, what happens in certain dorms during certain peaks, certain points. So when you track things statistically, sometimes you can predict what may or may not happen. And so, one of my biggest things is I try to be a mentor. I want to be a mentor to everybody.
Well, I guess you could explain like what is Dragon Squad, and you could give me what it means to you.
Okay.
Dragon Squad is a program that is set up for students to have the opportunity to have the work experience, to actually have a job, to know what it's like to be on time for work and do what you're supposed to. But before all of that, we're students first. So in our office, while we are at work, we also do study hours. So it like benefits both ways. It like help us with learning how to have a job, but still keep us on track with school. So it works out.
Dragon Squad to me is student security. That's what people see. But to me, it's like life readiness. Because I feel like when being in Dragon Squad, we like Niajah said, we have to step out and come to work on time. And when we don't come to work on time, we have to understand that there's penalties. And when you get in the real world, getting second chances is not going to happen all the time.
Okay, so that's the end of this first segment. We'll be right back here live at Lane.
Attention students, basketball season is about to start. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Lane College media team as we cover the games all season long.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Lights, camera, action. The mass communication department needs help. All students are welcome to help out with the production of the Coach Burrows show every Monday. Any help would be appreciated.
Why are you doing all this speeding? What time you gotta be there, huh? You ain't James Bond. You ain't some GTA character. You are not on Fast and Furious, okay? This is real life and you are a normal pedestrian. Look at a speed sign, all right? Turn off that radio. Pay attention so you don't end up killing somebody like this fool almost did to me. This message is sponsored by Lane College, the power of potential. And remember, drive carefully.
Welcome back to Live LA. Once again, I'm Keyontae Wallace, and I'm here with
Jade, Allen.
So we're going to get back into these questions with segment 2. So what are some changes that you guys witnessed at Lane College so far since you've been here?
I witnessed a lot with like our student body. They're more willing to step up and speak on a lot of stuff. And due to us having the Live Safe app, it gave them a more safer way to give tips so they can feel more safe on campus without feeling like, oh, she is snitch and oh, someone's going to say something about me or have to deal with the backlash of speaking out on something. So now that we're able to have that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, able to have that power to stand up and say, this is how I feel without feeling like something is going to happen to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's just like a good thing.
So, speaking about the Live Safe app, can you explain what the app is and why y'all chose this app in particular?
The Live Safe app was chosen by Dr. Hampton, our president, and I think Ms. Scott. Also, they teamed up on this to have this app where students will feel safe by reporting information. And you know, we keeping it real. You don't want someone to label you as a snitch, but at the same time, someone's safety, is more important than anything. So this app actually gives you the ability to report this information without anybody knowing it. You can click anonymous on the bottom of the video or the call, and nobody will know who did it. And so what that does is it develops a great relationship with security, police, staff, students, and also, I mean, the whole community it feels safe about just reporting it and not getting backlash from it. So that app, I thank President Hampton and Ms. Scott for that app every day, because we've seen a lot of things that have been reported on it, and you know, could have possibly saved some people's lives, but they just didn't know it.
So back to the question that I asked beforehand, what are some changes you guys seen? Because I know you, Gilandria, you personally, you've worked with a little bit of everybody. So what changes have you seen so far?
Some changes I've seen, I would say student involvement. And I feel like, I say student involvement because once students understand, like with my position being a junior class president, once they know me, they feel comfortable. And then with being comfortable, they'll ask me, you know, how to get involved in certain stuff. And with that, then they get involved into other organizations. Also, I feel like student voice, students having a voice has also changed. And how should I say this? With students having a voice, I feel like more things are able to change, such as the CAF. When students voice their opinions on things that they don't like or things that they do like, we're able to change that. Yeah.
Joy?
And it really almost piggybacks on hers, but it's flipped on like a legal side. When I first got here, nobody would talk to anybody. Nobody would talk and tell you about any type of possible crime or anything that may have been committed. Nobody would, when they complain, they would complain in silence. But anytime you want to do some type of complaining, complain with a smart voice. And since I've gotten here, I've noticed that the students, they're more vocal and they're more eager to learn, they're more eager to talk. And I like seeing that spunkiness where at first nobody would say anything. And it comes down to the safety aspect side. I want them to tell me their voice, I want to hear their voice saying, I don't feel this way and I don't feel that way. But when I come up sometime at 12 and 1 o'clock at night and I can see them walking around, I know they feel safer. Nowhere in the world is 100% safe, but I know they feel safer by walking around 1 and 2 o'clock at night. When I first got here, it was not like that. So it means that we're going in the right direction. That's what it means.
So for the students, do you feel like as sometimes your position isn't taken seriously because you're also a student in Dragon Squad?
Yeah, I feel like our position being a part of Dragon Squad don't always get looked at serious because they feel like we're the same age and we're both students, so why should I look at you differently? So we are put to the test and we are set at a higher standard level than the average college student because we do work in a department and we do have a role and we do have that leadership title on us, so we do have to act accordingly. So sometimes they see us work in the office and we're one way, but outside of that, of course, everybody have two different type of attitudes, so it's kind of hard to balance both of them.
Right.
I agree with Niajah, but I think once you set the standard and you set where you have your business life and your personal life and school life separate, and you enforce that to students, then they start to comprehend that, okay, this is a serious job, you take it seriously, and I need to respect you on a different level than us just walking to class and giggling and laughing in the hall. Because if I'm working a serious event and I'm on a post, I don't need students coming up to me, joking around and playing because I'm at work. And if they were at work, they should feel the same way, not just because we're in school.
Right.
So what are some things that you guys enjoy about working with security?
For me, it's like the best job because I am a criminal justice major, so to have somebody like Chief Joy that is my mentor, that have worked in the law enforcement for so long, that can really direct me in all my classes to, give me a little bit more insight on it. And then to have the rest of the security, like Officer Irons and Officer Thompson and some of Jackson Police Department that is in the office and work hands-on and give me the push, the extra push that I need to be determined to not give up. Because everybody know in college, it gets tough, it gets hard. But to have them behind me and still pushing me because they know this is something that I really want to do is the best job I could ever ask for right now.
Joy?
That is super powerful. I guess the biggest thing with me is when I come to work every day, it's not about me. And it's about me to pass that knowledge on. Just passing my knowledge on to my students that work with me. I don't say for me, I say with me because I feel like I work for them. And that's the passion that I have. I want to just keep that fire in their eyes every day they come through that door, that they're going to make a change in somebody's life one day.
Gilandria?
I would say the bond that we all have, because, when I first came in or working just work studies, I didn't have a strong bond with everyone. But coming into the office and not even just the bond with the people inside security, you gain a bond with the whole student body and the faculty because they understand the things that you're trying to do and the change you're trying to make.
Okay, so we're going to end segment 2 on that note. This is Live at Lane. We'll be right back.
Why are you doing all this speeding? What time you gotta be there, huh? You ain't James Bond. You ain't some GTA character. You are not on Fast and Furious, okay? This is real life, and you are a normal pedestrian. Look at a speed sign, all right? Turn off that radio. Pay attention so you don't end up killing somebody like this fool almost did to me. This message is sponsored by Lane College, the power of potential. And remember, drive carefully.
Come on a journey with us to a world connecting you to your college. With a world that is changing at a rapid pace and is technology driven, the Mass Communication Department provides valuable news and information to the public, providing commentary, entertaining through film, radio, television. You can count on the Mass Communications Dragons to keep you on your toes and in the know of the latest activities going on campus on all social sites. WLCD, the voice of the Dragons.
Back to Live at Lane. We're here with the last segment of this show, episode 3. So we're going to get back into it. So, do you guys have any questions?
What made y'all want to do mass communication?
You go first, Jade.
I go first.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, I wanted to be a marine biologist. That was my thing. That's what I told everybody I wanted to do. And then, I don't know, I was talking about earlier how I was scared of deep water, and I realized that that kind of didn't go with wanting to be a marine biologist. But at the time when I was in school, I started working with the production team, just sort of on the blue. I started working with my school's broadcasting team. I was like, okay, I enjoy doing this. And I started doing productions on my own, like not for the grade. And I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I want to do, you know, as a career.
Okay.
Well, you know, with me, I'm a mathematics and physics major, but before I came to Lane, you know, I told everybody I wanted to be a mathematical physicist, and they used to be looking at me like, what is that, you know? People still be lost nowadays, but I was part of my drama club. I was lead actor. I won Drama King, which is basically like the highest honor you get. Well, our colors were brown and gold. So you get a brown and gold rope that actually had the little color blend and everything. So you know, yeah.
So you being drama king, you're like mass communications.
Like, you know, but I was focusing on math the whole time. They was just looking like
You couldn't let go of the stage.
I guess I got one question. I guess my question would be, if there was one thing in the world that either of you could change, something like very strong in your heart that you want to change in this world, what would it be?
You go first.
okay, so being that today is Pi Day, you know, and today is actually the death of Stephen Hawking, and he, like, his theory of like everything is like one of the most instrumental things to me, because like that's the reason why I want to become a mathematical physicist, to study that and actually get a full understanding of what is the true meaning of life, like where did it all start, like understanding the actual beginning of the Big Bang Theory, and like going into depth and actually solving string theory itself. So yeah, that's me.
That's pretty cool.
I would say, I feel like our community, the Black community, we put a lot of pressure on our children to grow up too fast. And I feel like that's what I would change. Like, we need to let our kids be kids. So that's what I would change.
I would like to get a student's point of view. If you had to be the bat or the ball, which one would you be and why?
You go first. Athlete.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If you had to be the bat or the ball, which one would you be and why?
I would be the ball, because once you get that momentum, once you get that push, you can kind of go anywhere. You can just kind of go with the wind and pick which direction you want to go in. So I would be the ball.
I'll be the bat because I get to choose the direction. I actually create the initiative to make the ball move. So, you know, me, I got that, you know, optimistic mind, open. So I'm always thinking about different possibilities, you know, so I'll be the bat.
What would you be?
Right.
I think I would be the bat. Only because I think if I was to choose the ball, once the ball gets to a certain point, it stops and it stays still. And I don't ever want to come into a point in my life where I'm at a standstill. So I would be the bat because I can choose the direction, like you said. I can choose the direction, and I can give that force, how much force I can to put into me going somewhere or me exceeding a goal that I set for myself.
So going into this, as a bat, would your only job be to push other people? So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like,
It's kind of in between.
Yeah.
It's like I can give you this force, but I'm also here to push you when you stop.
Right.
So it's like the force of you, you know, like when people want to give up, you want to guide them and make sure you direct them this way. And it's just a guiding factor in life. So I probably want to be the bat.
I feel like a lot of the educators would be a bat.
Yeah.
Because they want to push people. Once they push them, there's nothing they can do about it after that.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of educators would be bats.
So, Do you guys do anything like far as Dragon Squad or anything during the summer to like help with? I know we have Dragon Academy during the summertime in summer school. So like, do you guys do anything to help with that, as far as Dragon Squad and security?
We actually do over the summer. We actually like clean up the campus, touch up any like the poles around campus. And during Dragon Academy, we also help the kids get to and from the cafeteria around campus, kind of like interact with them, let them know what Lane College is really like when they do have their free time. But mainly we just try to like keep our campus clean and really sell that logo of keep Lane clean and just keep the dorms maintained and whatever we need to do on campus, pretty much.
So what are some initiatives that has started since you've been around, as far as any campaigns or anything that the school has taken upon themselves to accept through security?
I guess one of my biggest goals here when I first got here was to try to convert from security to police department. And we pray. We pray for Dr. Hampton's vision, his great vision for us to make that journey. Nobody knows whether, when, or what, but I pray that was one of my first initiatives here when I was first hired here, was to convert. When I first got here, it was only 8. Now we have 30. I think it's 33 people working under our leadership, which is Dr. Hampton and myself. So I'm just being thankful for the actual opportunity to guide and lead.
So, what are the future plans of Dragon Squad? And this is our last question for the segment.
I say our future plans for Dragon Squad is just to keep pushing the program, is to keep giving a window for people to come in and really have that work ethic behind them. And when they leave that program and when they graduate, they will be better than the next person that's waiting to get interviewed for a job, because you have that mindset of, I know that if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, it's consequences. And so you have that time management, you have that that organization skill to balance life, personal, and still go to work. Because at the end of the day, you got to make it happen for yourself. Nobody can make it happen for you. So that's the future for Dragon Squad.
So thank you for coming on the show with us. We appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
That's a wrap. Episode 3 of season 2 of Live and Lane. We'll see you guys next time.